Hey, welcome everybody. Jason Schultz here, down and dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. John Stranley in the upper right and Greg Elsing in the bottom middle. We're gonna get into Louisville and talk about the farm show and the very successful weekend that the Badger State Pullers have. But we immediately need to talk about and pass our condolences and sorrows and prayers on to the Gerlach family. They lost a patriarch of their family, Gerald, yesterday. And you want to talk about crappy timing after Mike and them go second in the limited pro stock finals on Saturday night. And I think Gerald and Linda even won looks like they won something, maybe like the pro stock pick'em contest, what that Fair Valley Performance was putting on. They donated all that money back. And then Greg texted me yesterday and said Gerald passed away. I don't really know any of the details, and I don't want to go deep into it, but they made a public post on their Facebook page that Gerald had passed away, and our hearts and sorrows are out to him. Gerald, I've known Gerald not as long as Greg or John have, but just a great guy and a great competitor. And yeah, I mean, I guess you could say he went out with his wings on. I mean, getting second at the farm show in the finals in 401, but nobody wants to die, guys. I don't know how else to open up the show. I'm not exactly a preacher, but I guess John and Greg, I just want to touch on it, and then we'll get into the farm show weekend. So.
Yep. I've been on the phone with Corey Neff. We're going to put the details out of what's happening here shortly so everybody can know what's going on and stuff like that.
Yep, and I appreciate that. But again, I did see it on their Facebook page, so I knew, because you had originally said let's not talk about it, but they posted on their Facebook page and we shared it to Badger State, so I felt it was the right thing to do to do that. And everybody knows the Gerlachs and G-Force, and they're just great people from Northern Illinois. I believe Stockton, Illinois, kind of down there in that Brinkmeyer, Molitor area, and they all put on Warren, Illinois. That's why that poll is great. Obviously, with Brian Saunders and all that whole gang down there. So our hearts are out to the Gerlach family, and just sucks. It just sucks. Life is precious. Stranley, you know that very well. So it's all good. So
weekend and yeah. They're all smiling in the pictures, and that's glad they all got some great memories from last week.
Yeah, and I'll bring those up as the show goes on a little bit. I got a bunch of stuff up on the Badger State Facebook page. But Greg, what a weekend for the Badger State Tractor Pullers. The first picture I'm gonna put on the screen. So this is courtesy of Miles Krieger. This is a picture of you called "Life on the Bubble," and that was so Miles Krieger is obviously one of the announcers, and Greg was in the third spot with 3 going to the finals. And that's got to be the most stressful thing in the world. And then to have Travis Weilman, a Badger State competitor, great friend of your guys, you guys build your tractors together, to have him be the one that, that as the last one to knock you off that bubble spot. But Greg, I know how much this means to you and your family and the boys and Emily. And I was so freaking happy for you to see you put that thing in the finals. And I know the finals didn't work out the way you wanted it to, but just to get to the finals, Elsing, I mean, these are the best of the best, the creme of the crop, the big names, the Simons, the Mastersons, everything like that, Elsing. And you got to play with them, and so did Randy Brew, and Jason Ron. And then I think those were our pro stock guys.
What's his name from up north got fourth?
Brett Meyer.
Brett Meyer,
yeah. I renewed my Power and Noise subscription today so I could get all the results. But I'm just going to kind of roll through each day, Greg and John, and then you just stop me when you want. And I have some videos queued up as well of some of the ones. I do want to play I want to play Gerlach's video right away. At the starting line here, we have some good starting line videos. So here's Mike. So this is the first year the 4-1s fans had a finals. They had a session Thursday night. They had a session Friday night. They took 3 from each session. So Mike and Gerald were in the Friday night session, and then I think they got second or third because Ashelman won the qualifier. I don't remember exactly. Yep. We'll roll through that. But then they got second in the finals out of the 6. And so that's pretty awesome.
And they're the ones that bumped Ashelman into 4th.
Okay, got it. So here is So that was the finals run Saturday night for the Gerlach family. So
That was a nice pass.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I was gonna do my homework today and sit down and pencil like which association had the best farm show. Who took as many tractors to the finals, kind of a percentage. But I didn't get to that. But Greg, if I had to do the math, I would say the Badger State fared very, very well.
Yeah, I think we did too. We had two limited pros in the finals. We didn't have any super farms this year, but just Wisconsin alone with Blackburns in the alcohol supers, final. Yep. And Wisconsin, I think, had the most tractors.
I mean, you got Shavink. I know he runs NTPA. He runs Grand National, but he came to Monroe this year and pulled with us when he could, and he got second in the finals. So here's on the screen right now, and guys, you talk whenever you want. I'm just gonna, and if you want me to throw up any videos, Greg, tell me to find them. I got a bunch queued up.
Spiegelberg's did good too. They got right in the final. They're Elkie.
If any of you were bored and you wanted to go through all the results and figure out which state did the best, that would be kind of fun. And I think to get them in, maybe how many were in the finals. But Wisconsin did really, really well. And honestly, Wisconsin always does well. There's just a lot of tough competitors out of the state of Wisconsin. So this is
two lightweight pros did too from the WTPA up there from Wisconsin that took first and second, and their points in the region ended up first and second in the finals there. So that
are you talking about the light pros, John?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kurt Ofdahl is he's your president of WTPA with the Weekend Mistress, and then Alan Cook, Black Blinder, I forget what he calls his, and those guys, those top three light pros were like within 6 inches of each other. So
Alan's pulled with he pulls with us a couple times a year. He pulls with us at Beaver Dam and pulls with us down in Monroe.
Yep. So that's good to see them support all that. So here's your Wednesday night pro stocks. So Tool Times Randy 2, Randy Brew, he moved on into the finals Wednesday night. Really was the first, and I talked to Greg about this, but he was the first one to really slide the clutch out, Greg, and get hooked up Wednesday night. I feel like those first competitors really were just sidestepping them and just letting them eat, and they weren't getting hooked up, on Wednesday night. I feel like Randy did that, and obviously, Daryl Foltz driving Tinker Toy and Simon driving Loud and Heavy. They're awesome drivers anyway. But, I mean, they did slide the clutch out. I'm not saying they followed Randy's lead, but at that time, I think Randy took the lead by like 20 feet.
He did. Well, he built the road for him, too. He showed him where to go.
Yep.
And
John Link got second. He got fourth that night. He was out of the, and that's another Badger State member. He was out. He missed by just 2 feet to get into there. So that was your.
But he had a nice pass the second time Link did. I don't know if he changed gear or changed something up. He had a nice pass the second time. Just
he had first and went like 210.
The first pass he put it in the wrong gear.
Okay.
He did, and it labored the whole way. It was in too big a gear, and then he realized what he did when he got to the end and came back to try it again. And
luckily enough,
second time, but not quite good enough.
Was the track better this year, or average, or the same, Greg? I heard a lot of different things from a lot of different pullers. I wanted to ask you personally.
I really think it was better. It's better than it's ever been than I've ever pulled there. I think they really did a good job with it. As far as the moisture was right, and it wasn't too greasy.
Right.
On Wednesday night it gets a little greasy because I think they put a little moisture in it to make it for a couple days.
Yep.
I really think, and I think Saturday night it was a really good track. Well, look at all the pro stocks that wrecked stuff on Saturday. It was laboring everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't break anything. That's all that happened to me, but I didn't turn it up. They the story there was turn it up and burn it up. How many of them broke in the finals down there? But I did not do that. I pushed the base gasket out of the turbo.
Is that what it was?
That caused all the smoke out of yours then?
Yep.
So it was just eating its own boost basically. So.
Yep, was losing boost too and eating smoke. Not good at anything. But I had, and that I don't know if I'll ever have a chance like that. Being third hook in a track class like that, that'll be tough to do that again.
Yep, Emily just posted a link to your guys' YouTube pages. You can watch the BSTP Pro Stock guys prepping for the show and Wednesday night on our YouTube channel. That's in the link there for people to click on that.
Yep.
So that was good. Super Farm Wednesday night. Again, Gary Cervenka, Wisconsin tractor, and your Grand National NTP champion, took first. Trying to see Casey Fritz, one of our Badger State members, was 6th. And I think Salama was 9th. And yeah, so we had 2 Badger State tractors in that Wednesday night session. So we took a 6th and 9th out of there. I think they took 3, or no, they took 4. Top 4 super farms went to the finals on all the sessions. And then we don't have any 4-wheel drive mods. So that's Wednesday night. Again, I'm using powerandnoisephoto.com. $30 a year, you get live results.
Great.
Thursday night, Pro Stock Tractors. There you are, Greg, 3rd place on Thursday. Travis Wildman got 5th.
Yep, and he was the last hook of the night too, Travis. I really hoping he would beat me because at the time Clint Medding's tractor didn't look like it was going to run, and I thought, if anybody's going to beat me, I hope Travis does. If I get bumped down to 4th and if Clint's tractor does not run, we'll both get into the finals. I was hoping that was going to happen, but it didn't. You know, Travis made a great pass. If he'd have been earlier in the night, he'd have been a top 3.
Yeah, he was right there. I mean, you guys were all close. So,
yep. Towards the end of the track was going away there on Thursday night.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Thank God.
I tore up.
Greg, you were 2nd hook. Schrammick was 3rd hook. You know, Medding was 6th hook. You know, there's your polling order there. So.
Yep. And Medding got a good pass because Peter Norton broke halfway down the track. So the track got a double pack. You know, an extra pass of prep at the big end. And that makes a big difference down there, you know, and Clint really went flying by us, but that, you know, that's what it is. It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah. It's luck of the draw. You guys know how it goes. So here's your Thursday night 4-1s. Lindstrom pulls with Badger State some. He got 4th. Again, top 3 went to the finals. And then I'm looking for Gallitz is just Tom just said they needed to grind more feed, and that's Tom. That's what Tom always says when they go to the dyno, they need to grind more feed.
Yep.
Just to not have the run they were looking for at all.
That thing didn't sound like it did in Shipshewana at all. So
no, I don't. You know, you just don't know if they might have heard something at Ship, and I don't know how much they did. You know, between Ship and Louisville, I'm sure they did something. But I do want to show Tom Gallitz's new shoes. Those are pimping. Pimping.
Nice.
They're pretty nice.
Those are sweet.
I never used them before.
You know, when I think of Tom Gallitz, I don't think of style, right? I think my semi truck has 3,000 horsepower, my daily driver, and I have 2 tractors, and I'm bald. But other than that, I love my Gallitz. And then here's a cool picture here.
Yep.
I hope he's watching right now, going just stewing Schultz, you little. So it's fun.
You'll hear about it tomorrow.
Well, I might get a phone call here yet a little bit. So.
Yep. Nick's probably.
Bonnie, how can I get results from Louisville? Bonnie Gansberg is asking. I've been checking the National Farmers Junior Show website. Checked a couple hours ago. They weren't up yet. I have a subscription to powerandnoisephoto.com, and that's where I'm doing that there. So it's all good. But yeah, Gallitz is just happy to be there. I think that's the first time they've been there with the 4-1s. They had many visits there with the super farm over the years.
Yep.
So,
yep.
I don't think we had any 2-wheelers. No, none of our 2-wheelers were there.
Nope.
And then super farm. Do we have any super farms Thursday night out of Badger State? We had some Wisconsin tractors in there again. Andy Keys is out of Wisconsin, runs a lot of WTPA, a lot of PI.
Yep.
Saturday Night Hooker. No, the Holy Smokes is a Wisconsin tractor, I think. And then so is Kyle Larson Hot Wire.
Yep.
So,
yep.
So there's Thursday night. Here's Friday night.
Keys was pullers in PI. I think PI won the points champ Super Farm.
Yep.
Jason Brown had a nice run there Friday night.
He did. He
that was a picture perfect pass.
Yep.
Here's his video, guys. I'll play this. Speaking of Jason. There's Jason's tractor there. So and Zolik just texted me. Yeah, and Zolik just texted me. Zolik put some really nice videos together. They're up on the Facebook page of recap videos. I'll share those as well. So yes, Aces Wild had a big boom. There we have pictures of that as well. So
tough to see us watching that. Man, oh man. Ross is watching it with me and he even had the big
But I talked to Chris Kane, and he said that turbo it's still a 5.5 and had been on there for 5 years. Never had it off.
Wow. That's a good run.
It was for just a 5.5 on there. I mean, that's an old turbo.
Yes, it is.
And that was a stock block tractor there too, I think. And everything gave up.
That turbo don't belong on the wall of shame. That'd be the wall of fame in the shop.
What's left of it?
Yeah.
Jim Weimer was sitting with us when he went, and he said, I haven't seen that turbo in 7 years. He said, but I talked to Chris that it's been on there for 5 years.
Okay.
You know.
Yep. So anyway, this is Friday night. Jason Round, the instigator, goes first. Injected Funds, Brent Meyer goes third. Both those spots transferred to the finals.
Yep.
Is that the same tractor that Brent had last year? Is that a different one?
No, it's one of Simon's now. I think it's the old Loud and Heavy. I don't know. It's been hard to keep track of all those tractors, those John Deere Pro Stocks moving around.
It's one of Boyd's old tractors. I know that. I'm pretty sure of that. I shouldn't know that, but I'm pretty sure it is.
So,
you know, did a good job.
It runs good.
Kane Pulling Team says it is 5 years old. You're right, Greg. So,
yep.
They're watching on YouTube right now.
Pretty cool logo they have there.
Yep. And if anybody's wondering about full pull bets, we're going to do that at 8 o'clock on Let's Grow Pulling. We're going to get into all that tonight. We're not going to get into that on the Badger State show.
Right.
His son is selling pieces of the turbo. Hey, make a buck. It's like a lemonade stand. I like it.
Yeah.
Amanda Stern says that's the old Mike Boyd tractor. Tony Smerling says that's the old Loud and Loaded. Yeah, that's what I had heard too, was the old Loud and Loaded. Not Load and Loaded, but he spelled load wrong. But I know what he meant.
Yep.
Robbie Lemke got 7th with the Kloss on Friday night.
Yep.
And then those were our Badger State guys. Unlimited Supers. Blackburn went 1 and 2. Let's see here.
Kent Payne had a heck of a run with that diesel super to run with them guys. That thing sounded good.
He did.
Last year the diesel supers, they swept it and all 6 went to the finals. But I think Josh and Terry said that's enough of that. So I think they got to figure it out. So
Jeff Hurt figured out.
What's that?
Jeff Hurt made it there too, so he must have got it figured out.
Yep.
Looked like he took a head gasket out though on the right side of that. Then he rehooked it, and then it really took it out.
Yeah.
But the top 6 went to the finals there Friday night. We don't have any 2-wheelers. 4-1. So Asherman took the win Friday night. A Badger State tractor, digging for a living. Of course, G-Force Mike Gerlach was 3rd, and that transferred into the finals. Matt Lindstrom was 5th. Matt and Kevin, they went 1 and 2 last year, if I remember correctly, in that class.
Yeah.
And that would have been, those are our Badger State tractors. So I'll go to Saturday afternoon. And honestly, the talk of the show was Ladwig's new Pro. That thing is everywhere. Everywhere. I got pictures and video of that I'll put up here in a little bit. So I want to go to Saturday. I want to cover these results. 7:24 right now. So
he made a nice pass too for a tractor right out of the box. And they put the clutch 2 hours before they pulled.
He did what, Greg?
They had to put the clutch in it. The input shaft was not right. The tip was not going in the pilot correctly. So they had to go get a different shaft and put it all together. It didn't take long. Craig Wildman cranked that out. He's done hundreds of them. He had her done in minutes. Ready to go.
Let's see here.
In water. You've seen the replay and watching the replay of it. Looks like water injection water was coming out of the dash. Wonder if you got a line that come loose.
Yep. We had a bet up in the Fair Valley Performance booth who forgot to tighten the line. Somebody, they said, well, somebody did. Somebody forgot to tighten. Nobody would admit to it.
So Saturday afternoon, Pro Stocks, Esden Lemke took 4th. Look how close, guys, 3 inches out of making it to the finals. You know what I mean? It's just that tight. but it's supposed to be
Eston
tight.
had a nice,
Best of the best.
Eston had a nice run too. I mean, he had a really short, good run.
Yep. I think lucky to got in there.
I know that it was sold out Friday night and Saturday night, and I
Yep.
know when that place is full, it's 17,000 people, and that's directly from Mike Witt. So
Wow.
that's all good.
Yep.
Craig Lagwig says we blamed you, Greg. Perfect.
Yep. It was me.
And then Kane's polling team says they were sold out in the finals. Yeah, I heard they were sold out Friday night and Saturday night. So
Blaine Stan, what did he break? Must have broke something in the drive line or input shaft or something.
Who's that?
Blaine Stan.
Yeah, the flex coupler broke, I guess. Now that makes me want to put one in because that happened to Mickey Shorter too.
yeah,
Really?
I saw that video.
Yeah. Yep. So I think I'm just gonna buy a new one rather than have that happen.
Yep.
So was the coupler in the back that slides from the drive shaft into the rear end?
Yeah, the flex one, that's made to kind of wobble in there a little bit in case there's some, in case it isn't true. I think they call it a flex coupler, don't they?
I never heard that. Is that the one with the bolt in it?
No, that's a round one where the other splines, it's like 2 inches long. It's a bigger one, and the other one slides inside it.
Yeah.
It goes, or maybe I'm calling it the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's the coupler that goes into the rear end. Your drive shaft it's splined on the inside and it's splined on the outside that goes in differential.
Yeah.
We broke that on the mini rod up in that Badger State hook where we used to be, that they hung the bras on the wire. Where was that? Same weekend. Up by Jimmy Lucky's.
I can't remember the name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we broke that up there. Sent the motor over 10.
Yeah.
Gladwig says yes, it's a flex coupler. So
yep.
He's chiming in. And then it's your Saturday night finals then. So Brett Meyer, injected funds, came in 4th. That was our highest finish in pro stock out of the Badger State. Randy got 7th. Instigator got 9th. Mr. Elsing got 10th. So there's your pro stocks.
Yep.
Unlimited supers.
Quite a feat.
Teresa, Wisconsin is where they hang the bras on the wire, John.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Teresa. Yep.
I knew it was going to be a good pull when we pulled in the first time and the deep fryers are on fire. It was hot.
Yeah.
Mike Gerlach got 2nd. Asherman got 4th. Those are your 2 Badger State tractors and the limited pro stock finals. Super Farm finals.
They're all within 4 foot there, ain't they? That's close.
Yeah, 5 feet between 224.6 won it and 219 was 4th. So
yeah, that's good pulling.
Honestly, that limited pro class, the last 3 or 4 years, they've had the best show of the whole thing each time. Close and good running tractors, and everybody tight right in there, I think.
Yeah.
And the light pros are right there too. Pro stock, the qualifiers were all good this year, but the finals was a disaster with everybody breaking.
Yeah.
I think.
You never know. They're going to break. It's when and how bad, and you never know when they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people put a lot of extra stress on the farm show. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, the whole world is lasered in on, the farm show guys. So I don't think there's anything. I mean, not anything bad about it. So that Redweiser Super Farm hit the beach hard, and that whole wheel turned. I was in Broadbent when they brought it back. So, but I wanted to. There's a nice tribute to the Gerlach, the Gerlach family. So,
well, I did get to hit the sand Saturday night. Right before the announcers, I walked down to the sand pile and punched it.
Okay.
Everybody, and the guys behind the sand said, "That's not fair. You can't do it that way. That's not the right way. You got to earn it
that way." So here's a picture of Gerald and Linda with the Fair Valley guys. This is talking about he had won the pro stock pool and he donated the money to the Children's Hospital. And then Glenn Bartles, from Oshkosh, Greg, he got 4th in our pick'em contest and he won $50. And I'm going to send you a check for the American Family Children's Hospital for that as well. He wanted that money donated to the Badger State stuff. He sent me that in an email. So
Thank you,
Thanks, Glenn.
yeah, Cluppy says Light Pros deserve a final. They put on a great show. I think they did as well. I will tell you how it works. If you guys want a finals, get a lot of people to apply. Like there were 65 or 70 4-1s that applied. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, you guys. I specifically asked Mike Witt, and he's kind of a big deal down there. And the light supers, they're not getting a lot of applications, guys. So that's just how that works. So
right.
If you guys want a finals, Light Pro guys, you know what you need to do. I'm going to queue up a couple of here's the Gerlach family out on the track. I'm going to let a couple of Ryan Zolik videos play without any sound. They're awesome while we keep chatting.
Well, I think it's down there. They should put a vote. You should be able to vote. Everybody should fan vote again to see what their favorite classes and just take the favorite classes, right? If that's what the people, I think you'd have to be there and just fill out a card, next year, what class is your favorite,
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but most people are going to say pro stocks. Don't put that on the list. So so everybody picks something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or 3 classes. Pick your top 3 classes, maybe. Or something like that.
Well, when we talked to Mike Witt, he said it's a farm show. I mean, if there's farmers there, and that's why the tractor classes are so popular. It's nothing wrong with it. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
They run the 4-wheel drive trucks on Wednesday night. They put on a good show. They got the 2-wheelers. You always got to have mods. Mods are awesome no matter where you are. They're the king of the earth on that stuff. So here's one of Ryan's videos. Zolik is so good at this stuff. This is his Thursday recap. It's all on the Badger State Facebook page, guys. Just go back and scroll down. He did a really, really good job with all these videos. So
yep.
It was crazy, Greg, and Broadbent, watch you guys starting those pro stocks up inside and just listen to him cough and sneeze and pop, 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 pop inside like that. I mean, it was 70? It was like mirrors came out. So Wednesday night, we let everybody start outside. And I shouldn't say we. I just happened to be by John a lot because I was getting a lot of video. And then Thursday night, he goes, Schultz, how cold is it out now? He walks outside with me and it's like, it said 50, but it felt like 41. He goes, we got to start letting them start inside. So then he brings them out in the middle there where they're not blowing all the smoke right into the seats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just said it's so hard on those guys to have that, to get warmed up and then suck in all that cold air. There's been nights, the warmer nights, like Wednesday night, I watched guys start them up outside. And then as they drug them over to Freedom Hall, just kept letting them idle, to keep putting heat in the motor.
Yep.
And I've heard a lot of people then say it could be 20 degrees difference between the starting line and the finish line because, that door is always open at the top of Freedom Hall. And that's where, and that's always been a theory, maybe a little bit where maybe a diesel super or maybe an Alki super struggles with that a little bit. So.
Well, if you ever watch Terry Blackburn's tractors down there, they spew a lot of alcohol, a lot more. He must fatten them up in there or something than the other guys. I've noticed that over the years.
Yeah, they almost look like smokers. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For a little bit. So here's Greg's fast Thursday night.
About that tunnel is if you sit out there a long time when it's cold out there.
Yeah. So I would say Badger State, Greg, John had a fantastic weekend. And first of all, it's an honor just to get invited. And secondly, the transfer spots that moved on. And, the Badger State class, pro stock class, Greg, has came a long ways in 2 years. If you look at, and I know this has been your dream, 10 years ago, you kept telling me, Schultz, we're going to have 10 to 12 of them. I'm like, yeah, when? Well, it's here. And they're 10 to 12 badass pro stocks, or more now. I mean,
for years, struggled to get one tractor into the finals. In a lot of years, we didn't even get one,
Yeah.
And to get 4 of them in there, that's a big deal, I think. And the 4, who'd have picked Randy and I over Travis and Robbie?
I'm not going to say anything, Greg.
What's that?
I'm not going to say anything.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
The Sauk County Showdown.
Yep. There was this King of Sauk County. Randy and I were pulling for it, and I lost, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be eating crow for the whole year on that one from him.
Listen to this till the first time next time I beat him.
Yeah, he'll bring up Louisville, won't he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He sure will.
That'll go on for a while now. He'll be grinding on that.
He will.
If you're watching the show right now, Let us know if you went to Louisville. Let us know if you watched the live stream. Let us know what your thoughts are. Honestly, good, bad, indifferent. You know, what you loved about it, what you didn't love about it. You want to be different. So
I can tell you how many people watched it, because as I was getting towed off the track after the presentation for third place, I looked at my phone. I had over 150 texts on my phone. Wow. And I've never get that many, but you know, there's over 150 of people watching it at home. So there had to be a lot of people watching it at home.
Some of those Baru's friends or what?
Baru don't have any friends, John.
Oh,
not. No.
Yes, for everybody that knows, Randy's got a flip phone. Yeah, he bought 4. Don't want to go. He doesn't want a smartphone. So when they stopped making flip phones, he went and bought 4 of them. Yeah,
and then when he calls you, it says restricted or unavailable. The caller ID is unavailable on there, so I always know it's him, because that's the only one I get like that anymore. So
I've got 2 of them. Larry Baumkamp has it, and so does Randy. I used to answer Randy pretty rudely until Larry started calling me with his, and now I got to screen it a little bit.
That's probably a good idea. I'll see. Right. Probably a good idea. So
yep.
Ladwig said he had over 200 friend requests on OnlyFans. I mean, Facebook. Sorry about that, Greg. I read that wrong. So it's all good there. That was a joke, by the way, OnlyFans, but you guys are a little slow, so it's all good. But that tractor right there, that stole the weekend. I mean, from the amount of videos out there and pictures, it is absolutely gorgeous, and super happy for Craig. He has his entire family down there and got it all rolling.
Kudos to Craig Weilman on that. And I know Luke had some input on that, helping get the body and stuff for that thing. And, kudos for keeping it secret. That's been a secret for a while. I don't know how many people were trying to pry it out of me, and I didn't let nothing go on that one. And then we had our show down there. Greg and I had our show down there. We were staring at it the whole time while we're on.
Yep. And we didn't roll it in the lineup with the other ones just because keeping it secret. You want to debut it somewhere, you
know. It was definitely the talk of the show. You know what I mean? And they did a good job keeping it hidden until it was time to roll it in, Friday morning. So pretty happy for them guys for pulling that off. So there's a picture of Greg at the starting line.
Yeah.
And there is the family. So I don't know what you said, Elsing, because the sound was so bad on the floor, because I jumped over the thing, to come out there and get a picture of you. And I don't, that smile you have on your face there is just priceless. So I don't know.
It was Mason giving them crap, I think, just before that.
They were all, you sit down there, and you're on the bubble, there's a tractor backed up to you waiting to tow you out, they were stopping right in front of us all the time. So I said, well, I'll just get honest. I'm going to get towed out of here. And I sat there and just, it's stressful waiting, watching that.
There's that picture that Miles sent me of you. That was during the show. He texted that to me and said, "Life on the bubble." And Miles Krieger, he had a shot for that.
I captioned that one. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. So.
It is
a matter of time.
Yeah, there's no feelings, is there, Greg? It's all about numbers and see ya. Poof, you're gone. So.
Yep.
But luckily, you got to stay and get a little trophy presentation. Have you ever, over all your years at the Super Farm, have you ever podium down there?
No, nope. I only pulled the Super Farm down there one time.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yep.
That night there is pretty historic. You had 3 different color tractors make the call that night. You had an orange one, a blue one, and red one, wasn't it?
No, Medding's green one. So, yep.
Yep. That's pretty awesome.
Now, so Wildman, he put his Mitas on right before they pulled.
Yep.
And I saw them go out. And I talked to Travis a little bit. Man, when he came back in, they lifted that thing up and measured them. And I actually got a quick video of it. And I was like, holy crap, what's going on? Travis like, no, we're just going to try the Mitas. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But they went out right before they pulled. So.
Right. I don't know which tires are best down there. I really don't. So I think somebody's talking about the Mitas being better tires on outdoor tracks. When you go farther, 300 feet, they'll balloon up a little more at the end or something. I don't know. But indoors, the best tractors had them on there too, though. The top runners in the country had them on. So that, you can't credit all their success to the tires.
No.
I don't think. But we'll wait and see. The parks are coming out here in a few months, and we'll see where we're at with everything.
Yeah, tires have really changed up the pulling game the last couple of years. It's incredible.
A lot lot of comments on John Stacy that announced, but I agree. We have the best announcers in the country by far. You didn't hear that though, did you, John?
Nope.
Okay. Don't want to give you a big hat.
Miles and them do a great job. Miles and Dan. Dan was losing his voice Sunday night. Saturday night. He was about cashed in. I don't know if he was coming down with a cold or what, but that's a lot of announcing during the week there. That's every night and Saturday you got an afternoon and night show, and so that wears on you, that's for sure.
I shot this photo and I wanted to get that up there. You always think of Cheech and Chong movies and Broadbent, all that smoke in there come out of their coffin and huffing and puffing, but you can just really see the smoke in that building. And Mears had the fans on as hard as they would go.
Pretty good. So I think that smoke in there. Remember Don Masterson's picture in there one year with it all?
Yeah.
It was clear.
Yeah. I think they put that on, but that picture of yours in there, that picture there looked pretty sweet with the paint job.
Yeah, I thought so too. I had to blow that one up maybe.
I grabbed this picture. What night was this? Wednesday night? Yeah, this was Wednesday night, Greg. I got you guys all together over at the trailer. This was fun. It just, it's fun to see all you guys hanging out together. I mean, you've been doing this a long time, and having Ladwig on the show a couple weeks ago, Greg and John, to hear him talk about that, him being the Hall of Fame, and really, we hadn't seen Craig out much with never giving up, the pro stock the last couple of years, and to have him come out and then make a grand entrance like that with the new fence sheet metal is just awesome. So.
Yeah. So,
Luke too. We had Luke on too a couple weeks ago. It was nice having him sit by us.
Yep. We had a lot of fun. We rented a house down there this year. We had a lot of fun. So we cooked at the trailer all day, all week. We had food cooking in the trailer and feeding everybody. It was a good time sitting around, and the weather was nice enough you could do it outside. One day was a little Friday, I think, or Saturday was a little cold, but we survived.
That's what Travis said. I talked to him one day that you had like hot beef or something in the crock pot. He said it was really good. Yeah,
I made Italian beef sandwiches. We had ribs down there. A lot of stuff. Meatballs. Bausmas bring me some meatballs. The Bausma boys from Minnesota. They're Philly cheesesteak meatballs, and I call them to bring me 10, 12 pounds of them every time they come, and they do, and the guys eat them up like candy. They're pretty good.
I bet those are good. I haven't, here's the deal with Bausmas. I don't think they've ever made bad food. I've had pork chops at the back of their trailer. I've had ribeye steak sandwiches at the back of their trailer. I've never, ever had a bad meal with the Bausma boys.
They came to the COVID year. We had the Christmas banquet in my shop, and the Bausmas came there, and Larry Baumkamp had donated prime rib to everybody there and cooked it all. And Mike Bausma, he ate 2 or 3 pieces of prime rib, and he said that's the best prime rib he ever had. And that was a good compliment from him. That I thought was it. I didn't make it, but Larry did. And he Esco's the prime rib, so I can't. It was really good.
Huh.
And they had their tailgate down there, cooking on their tailgate all weekend too.
Were they? I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think down to Lucas Oil Track down there the one time, and a couple other pools we went to. Yeah, they said, "You hungry? We got plenty here." And so dove in, and like I said, they always got good food. I don't know what they do in their pork chops, but them are some of the best.
You're never going to go hungry if the Bausmas are around, guys.
Nope. They eat well. So.
Now, we basically, it's now what? Plant your crops and we go pulling, basically, Greg, right?
Well, I think we have to pull. We're going to pull our motors out because my motor needs. Robbie's got new pistons for it. He put in there last I heard. I don't know if he still wants to do it, but I was kind of hoping to do it before Louisville, so it would just be done and I could park it.
Yeah.
But I have to talk to him. Maybe I don't have to. That was one thing we talked about, but he's having a little problem with some ring lands or something, or ring something breaking, but I hope not.
Right.
But
wonder if your charger just loosened up enough that's what took that gasket out from the first run, shaking with that big pipe on there.
I think it was, and you can't get the hood up really to look at anything very well when you're in there.
Yeah. The stress of that big big overhead pipe, might have been part of it.
Yeah, it's hanging on there.
Yeah.
And imagine what what that does to the vibration, So I never ever thought about checking them bolts because I've never had them come loose before ever. But we checked everything else, the clamps and all that. But that's how it goes some days. That's it. I've driven the super farms in the limited pros and stuff, and they're they're violent a little bit, but a pro stock is just the engine just crazy.
When you guys were sitting in Broadbent, Greg just started them. They just rock at idle. They just they literally just whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, just back and forth. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest sound in pulling.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yep. That pipe's really got to be a different noise going right above your head when you're winding it up at the line.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't watch attack, so I listen to it. So you got to listen. It's different than being outside.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what my tag says outside because I don't watch it. But some guys live and die by it. I don't.
You just know it's time to go.
Yep. Know it's time to can't hold the clutch. Yeah. So tires were the big issue down there. Measuring tires. I don't know if everybody knows that they measured everybody's tires down there. Circumference and width. And I'm going to tell you a little story about Ohio State math versus Wisconsin math. Okay, they're 17 and a half feet around. And 17 feet 6 inches is 210 measure. But they put the note was 17.5 feet. So the guys down there were measuring 17 feet 5 inches.
Oh, good.
So and Gary Chevink's tires were actually too big when they measured them because they were doing they did it wrong. It's the first year doing it. And you guess of all people to correct it was Jim Lilburn on Travis's tires, because when they were measuring Travis's tires going in, they were too big. We measured them at the shop. I measured them and they're fine, but we got down there and they measured them. And then finally, Jim, they wouldn't listen to him. Say, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. It's 17 and a half feet. Yes, that's what we're doing. 17.5 feet. And they kept adamant that it was 17 feet 5 inches. No, 17.5 is 6 inches. John Mears was standing there, and I said, "There you go with your Ohio State education." He's going to take a long time to live that one down.
Yeah, Stacy Butson just did the old. He put a meme in there, the old face palm there. So
Yep. So they had a couple of guys thrown out for that until we corrected. And they were taking us in on Wednesday. Thank God we weren't going in on Thursday. Or them guys, Gary Chevink had already called home and had somebody loading up another set of tires to bring them down.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So that's stuff like that happens, and it's just a simple mistake. Guys read things the wrong way.
Yeah.
Interpret it the wrong way.
Right. But everything else was Bob Nichols was there to sharpen. If anybody's tires were too big, if they needed something shaved off them, they're going to shave them off right there. Mine were, but they were right. But and that's what you want. Everybody's tires were close. There's no Firestones down there anymore. They're too small. So I don't know if most people know the rule of 5-inch cutting edge on the tread of the tire and 210 inches around. So we're going to check. Badger State's the first club to ever check any and really do anything about it. And we
was last or
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep. 2 years ago we started doing it, because you can see some tires were bigger than they should be. They just looked bigger, and I really Mickey Shorter and some other guys are telling me down here. They said they wish they'd pull with us because we know you guys enforce the rules, and we do. And it brings people to pull with you, because I know when I go there, I'm going to have a fair shake. You know what I mean?
Kleppy wants to know what air pressure they're measuring, Matt Greg.
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Badger State tabled it for next year. We're going to go to 6 pounds of air, and I hope everybody else follows. We just tabled it. We brought it up, made notice that next year we're going to go to 6, and I'm hoping everybody else follows that rule. So because 10 is not, nobody pulls their tires at 10 pounds of air. There's guys at 6 though. When your tires get, you have to pump them up more.
Yep.
So
a lot of guys aren't up that 10 pounds anymore like they used to be with the old Firestone. So
right,
doesn't make sense.
Nope. Now, well, they designed the tires different now, so you get that softer sidewall as he squats down, and or stiffer sidewall. You can, so the centers. It's just so the tire runs flat on the track.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I'm sure Mark, I didn't get to see last Monday night show you did with John and Mark Cortha. Did you talk about that at all, or? I
didn't get a chance to go to Mark's, so okay. I'm kind of hoping this Saturday I can go up there.
Okay.
Yeah, we did an announcer show last Monday. John and Stacy and Chris all got on, and it went really well. So.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
But our time is not long enough for 3 announcers.
3 days is not enough for 3 announcers, Stanley. So.
Yeah. And Stacy fell off for a little bit, so yeah. Then he's back on again.
I was driving home from my daughter's basketball game, and he's texting me, let me back in. So I had to get cell phone service on top of a hill by Hillsboro so I could let him back into the show. So it was kind of funny. So
yeah. So John, you were solo for a little bit then, huh?
Oh, him and Clark were on there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Christopher and I. Yeah. We did good though. So
yeah, he's supposed to be selling a pump for me, that guy.
What's that, Greg?
He's supposed to be selling an injection pump for me. I haven't heard from him.
You want a cell phone number? We can put it out on the show right now. So
I've got it.
I know, but we could have there's like a lot of people watching. We could all have them shoot him a text real quick if you want me to.
Well, he's Columbus diehard pump reworked by Weimer's, trying to sell for $8,000. So if anybody fun.
Good deal. Well, guys, I want to wrap this up. I got Let's Grow Pulling starts in about 8 minutes, and we're going to go over full pull bets tonight. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And
you got Chase.
Yeah. No, Chase can't come on yet because he is the PR guy, and I'm not paid by Full Pull Bets. Everybody thinks I am. Everybody thinks I have a contract with them. No, I want to grow pulling. You guys know that. That's why we do all of this. And we're going to kind of be his media outlet, if you will. Until the gaming commissions approve everything, his attorneys are just telling him to lay low. And I got Adam Bauer coming on tonight, Jeff Hurt, Travis Schlabaugh, Tyler Slaw, just to talk about, some big name national pullers that people will recognize and talk about how good this legal sports wagering is going to be for the sport of truck and tractor pulling, and how many more eyeballs it's going to bring to the sport. And
I think it's going to be a good thing. I got to talk to Chase a little bit on the side for a while, and I had some questions and he answered them, and I really think it'd be a good deal. If
you're a puller and you want to talk to Chase, just get a hold of me and I'll get you a cell phone number. And he handed it out all over. He'll talk to anybody on the phone, any puller that wants to call him and go through it. He'll answer any question, but he's just not going to do anything public. And then Beer Money Pulling Team, Let's Grow Pulling, we're going to carry that torch for him. He reached out to us last November, just saying, hey, we're going to need your help with this, and we know you want to grow pulling. And I was like, absolutely. So we're going to start that up in about 5 minutes. So again, from all of us in the entire pulling world, our hearts and our prayers go out to the Gerlach family as they lost their patriarch of their family, Gerald. And I know that Mike and Linda and Corey and the whole team and all the employees are going to be fine and they'll move on, but you just can't replace people like that. And I know we always say this after somebody passes away, but don't ever take a day for granted. Don't ever take a day for granted. So
he will be missed.
Yeah. But shout out to all the pullers, the Badger State pullers that went down there and wore that Badger State flag proud and waved it and had a good time. And thanks for watching the show. We'll be back next Monday night at 7:00 for Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Thank you.
Good night.